and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. Steven's All Out Baseball Show, presented by Spreaker.com. Probably one of the best online websites in the nation, everywhere. So we had the question arising: Is the Nationals are the Nationals a World Series team? And I do have my special guest here on the show, Chris Silvestri. Welcome to the show. Chris, just get a nice intro into the show.
Thank you, first of all, Steven. I'm obviously from Chris's Corner, National Sports. You're part of it too. I mean, it's just a great thing what's going on here at Spreaker.com, and ready to talk some baseball.
Yep, we are ready to talk some baseball right now, Chris. So I brought up the question before we went on to commercial break. Are the Nationals a World Series team? They're looking really good already this year, but everybody's talking about the Steven Strasburg limit into his innings. Give me a little bit about that, and are the Nationals a World Series team even without Strasburg?
Well, I don't think that the Nationals would make it to the World Series without Steven Strasburg. We're not sure yet if he's going to get shut down for completely the rest of the season, including the postseason. If he gets shut down 2 starts possibly here in the regular season, which probably won't affect Atlanta, as you can see, they're 7 games up which wouldn't affect Washington, who are 7 games up in Atlanta. So I think that the Nationals would need Steven Strasburg in the playoffs, but there's a slim chance that they would win a World Series even without pitching Steven Strasburg. I mean, like you mentioned earlier, you were talking about Ryan Zimmerman. They also have guys like Edwin Jackson and Theo Gonzalez and Ross Detweiler. And, I mean, they just have such an all-around balanced, great young roster that, you wonder if the postseason poll is going to have an effect on them just because they have no experience. Most of these guys don't have any experience about, the stretch run. I mean, Ryan Zimmerman's never been to the playoffs. Guys like Danny Espinosa, Ian Desmond, Michael Morse, Bryce Harper, Roger Bernardino. I mean, all these guys, this is new to them, and we'll see how long, they're going to play this well.
I agree with you. The Nationals, they are a very good team. You just gave us a really good depth chart, obviously, with Jordan Zimmerman, Ryan Zimmerman, the Zimmerman guys. Edwin Jackson, he's another pitcher I forgot to mention. He is a great pickup during the offseason from the St. Louis Cardinals. This team is very stacked. Adam LaRoche, when he can hit the ball hard, he is going to crush the crap out of the ball. He crushes it. And then a lot of people give a lot of publicity to Bryce Harper, and he does strike out a lot. He's kind of like an Adam Dunn. When he hits the ball hard, it's literally gone, but he does strike out a lot. But this team, you said they're not going to be a World Series team. I think they could be, but I don't see them as winners because I'm still saying this. The Rangers will be World Series champions. Going after 2 years of being the World Series runners-up. So let's go to a different topic now. Let's go to the AL East and to the New York Yankees. Ivan Nova is going to the DL. He's going to miss his next scheduled start due to shoulder tightness. Chris, give me how big is this for the that's going to be a negative impact for the Yankees?
It would be big if CC Sabathia was going to spend some more time on the disabled list, but he is coming back this Friday. Andy Pettit's on his way back as well. So those are 2 bolsters for them. And, Ivan Nova doesn't seem like such a serious injury. He should be back late September. But, I mean, the Yankees should be a little bit concerned with this because the Tampa Bay Rays now only trailed them by 3.5 games in the East. I mean, the Rays have just gotten red hot exactly like last year. Same time, same thing, same everything. So, you got to watch out for the Tampa Bay Rays. They're right on the Yankees' tail. They've snuck up out of nowhere. And don't forget about the Baltimore Orioles. With a win tonight and the Yankees lost, they'll only be 4 games out of the division as well. So, is this a big concern that, you might be tripping over? It could be if CC Sabathia, isn't 100% when he gets off the disabled list, and Andy Pettit's rehab doesn't go as expected. But if those two guys can make it back healthy, I don't think it should be a problem for the Yankees down the stretch.
Yeah, anything is possible, Chris. In baseball, you saw what happened last year with the Red Sox not making it to the playoffs, and then the Rays capturing the AL wildcard spot last year to make the playoffs. So anything is possible, but I think the Yankees will win the AL East. All their players are good this year. Curtis Granson already has I think it's over 40 home runs already. And then you got Jeter, who passed Eddie Murray in the hits list yesterday. He's hitting over 310 this year. He's doing great like always. And then Cano, he fell off a little bit. He's not where he was really good last year, but he's still doing the job. And then a good pickup during the trade deadline to get Ichiro. He's making a good impact, really finishing the three-man little trio that they have in the outfield. So,
and one more thing on the Yankees. I mean, a lot of people don't know this because it was such a under-the-radar move this offseason. They got this all-star, hard-throwing Cuban right-hander, Michael Pineda, for Jesus Montero and a couple other minor leaguers. If he was pitching this year, I mean, when that guy is on, he's throwing 99 by the ninth inning. He reminds me of Justin Verlander in the ways of his fastball. He had good breaking pitches and was really good for the Mariners in the first half last year. Fell off a bit in the second half. Probably like Seattle wasn't, too hesitant to let him go. But, next year the Yankees are going to be, have a pretty healthy rotation. If they bring back Hiroki Kuroda, they have Ivan Nova, they have CC locked up still, and then you throw Pineda into the mix, and, you never know who else is going to get that fifth starter spot. Maybe they'll try to go out there and get not Zach Greinke because he can't pitch in Marcus because of his social anxiety disorder, but a pitcher of his type to complement CC in that rotation. So, and can't forget about him as well. So that's going to be a good rotation next year if fully healthy.
That's a good point with Hiroki Kuroda. He's starting to throw pretty good in the last few performances that he's been in. Then you talked about Michael Pineda. Unfortunately, he's had his off-field problems. On-field in spring training, he had the shoulder surgery that's put him on the sidelines for the entire year. And then recently, he had the DUI in Tampa Bay. The Yankees won't be happy about that. So I like how you mentioned that was a good acquisition if it worked out. And you said if it worked out, I think the Yankees will be far out from the Rays and the Orioles in the AL East race. So we actually have a comment from Travis Neff. He's asking what you think, Chris, about the the NL Central race with the Pirates, the Reds, and the Cardinals. He's asking what do the Cardinals do? Will the Cardinals try to make a comeback if it's possible?
Oh, it's very possible. Not in the Central, but definitely in the wild card. I mean, you saw what St. Louis did last year. It's fun to watch that last day of baseball. Probably one of the best days in baseball history. Just if you're not a Red Sox fan and if you're not an Atlanta Braves fan, just a great job by the Cardinals last year coming down the stretch. And I honestly think that Pittsburgh is a better team than St. Louis, but Pittsburgh, another one of those teams, kind of like the Nationals, but the Nationals, of course, are going to hang on and get to the playoffs. But Pittsburgh's one of those teams that, doesn't have any experience whatsoever on their roster. And they're starting to slip right now. They're about to get swept by the San Diego Padres. So, I mean, that just shows you, with a team like the Cardinals who have a lot of experience with guys like, Lance Berkman, even though he's injured, Matt Holliday, Carlos Beltran, guys who've been there before, are going to be the key guys getting the Cardinals back to where they were last year here down the stretch. I do believe Pittsburgh's the better team, but it's starting to look more and more like the Cardinals are going to overtake the Pirates in the wild card.
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to disagree with you about that, Chris. I think I'm pretty certain that the Cardinals are going to make a late end of the season surge, try to make a playoff spot. Probably their only chance, like you said, is a wild card spot. I think the Reds will once again take the NL Central playoff spot. But I think the Pirates are going to hang on. They have a very good pitching staff there in Pittsburgh, led by James McDonald, who's a very good pitcher. And then under the radar pitcher for the Pirates, looking to get his 16th win tonight, is A.J. Burnett. Remember him, Yankees fans? You trade him during the offseason. Look how he's done. He's 16-4 this year. He's possibly a Cy Young candidate. He's done very good this year. He's pitching tonight. And I think the Pirates, they're going to hold on. I think they'll be playing the Braves in the one-game wild card playoff game to decide who plays the number one team in the National League. And right now, it's supposed to be the Nationals. So that's a good question by Travis Neff about what he thinks about what's going to be going on in the NL Central and what's going to be going on if the Pirates slump off and the Cardinals, like Chris said, might rise up and make a late surge in the end of the season like they did last year. Like the Rays did, and then what the Cardinals did last year to be out the Red Sox and the Braves. So thank you, Chris. We're gonna go to commercial break. I love your input. Thank you very much for having. Thanks for having you on the show. Just you want to say your final words?
I just want to thank you, Steven, for letting me come on your show. And it's going to be crazy coming down here in the baseball stretch run, and I look forward to talking to you down the road when more things are situated. Because I'm looking at the standings right now, and we have a 3-way tie in the AL wild card race, and we have a 4-way tie in the NL wild card race. So baseball's going to be fun to watch this next month, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you a lot in between then.
We will definitely be talking, especially on this show, Chris. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. So
that is Chris Silvestri, guys, and the host of Chris's Corner. Tune into his show. That is a weekly show. Please turn into that show. Tune in. Everything. Turn in, download his show off his podcast, listen to it if you missed it one day. He has probably one of the best shows off the National Sports Talk radio station. We'll be going to commercial break just quickly. When we come back, we'll be talking about another New York team and another pitcher that's going to be shut down. Think of who it's going to be. And then the Pittsburgh Pirates, where Daniel McCutchen, that right-handed pitcher, who's done pretty good, he's going to be called up. Chad Qualls, he's going down. We'll talk more about that. And we'll talk about one of baseball's prime classic items. It's going to be still around with the same company. If you like Budweiser, guys, it's going to be still there in Major League Ballparks. We'll be talking about that when we come back to Steven's All Out Baseball Show here on Spreaker.com, a part of the National Sports Radio Talk Station.
Strano se sfiorandomi riempie già gli spazi tuoi, che spazi di vertigine.
Hello everybody, my name is Stephen Hughes, back here on Steven's All Out Baseball Show. My name is Stephen Hughes, your host. If you missed out on the beginning of the show, we'll just quickly rewind to some stuff that we were talking about. First, the big headline in baseball today is Bartolo Colon. He is going to be suspended for the rest of the regular season, possibly 10 games into the playoffs or next season due to a positive testing for PEDs. So another suspended ball player from the Bay Area in the state of California. First, Melky Cabrera, exactly 1 week ago, getting suspended for testosterone, and then now Bartolo Colon getting suspended for PED use. In other news, Steven Strasburg